Welcome back. In our last video tutorial, we were looking at how we could change the font color of this heading here, items for breakfast. And now this is what we ought to have done. What I did here, I'm sure I did when the video ended, for you to change the font color, the fill color of the background of your heading. Normally you will find it here. If you put your cursor there, normally you see fill color. Just put in your cursor there. When you click there, you can change the fill color, the background color of that text. Now we have looked at how we could format our worksheet like this, but now look at something. You see that here is a very poor field that I've inserted here, so I may decide to remove it by putting a white background, so much so that it will look a little bit different. Now each time that you're working with your Excel sheet, you need to always try to make sure that your work always looks nice. We have implemented several functions, the plus, the subtraction, the multiplication, and also the division. Now this is what is going to happen. This is our work, this is our area. You notice that as we have inserted our borders, each time we want to print, now our work is going to be perfect. Now what was the meaning, what is the use of the print preview button or the print preview option? The print preview simply gives you an outline of how your work will look like when it has been printed out in a hard copy information. Now I said you click on the office button. Here you call the office button. When you click there, you come to print, you see preview. You can also find it here. You see that if you look at something, this is the normal view. You can see the page break view. You mostly use this views here, so you can click on the office button, you come to the print, and you see print preview. When you look at it now, you notice that your work appears great. You see the lines, the borders, it will all be shown. Even your color that you inserted, the fill color that you inserted on your heading region will also be found. Now what you're going to notice again is that when you click on close print preview, it's going to close for you. What you're also going to notice is that you need to show your work. I need to arrange my work to be clean and clear and bright for every other person out there to see. I may want to change some certain colors here, maybe my colors here. I may want to change their fill color so that it will look bright. I may want to bold the headings here. I will not want to italize, because if I italize, like now, you see your work appears very good. You may also change the font size of your color or of your headings here. If you don't want to change it here, you may click on the grow font button. The grow font will increase it for you, and also this too will increase it for you like this. Now you notice that here was my items, so I may decide to fill items. What was here was items, so this is what I have. I may double click items for breakfast, unit price, amount to the market, quantity, total price, and so on. So I may look at it. Maybe I don't want items for breakfast, I may just delete. Double clicking on the cell will help you delete from there, and then clicking here will make it look the way it ought to have looked before. Now this is what we have. I may want to use another sense of calculation for all of us to see. Now look at our work here. This is our total price. Maybe in your list, your mom may have asked you, or maybe your mom asked you, that amongst the items that you bought, which one consumed the highest. Maybe we had we need to have an entry here called, say, highest priced item, for example, and then here we need to have the lowest price item. Good, this is what we have. Now here I need to calculate, not only calculating, finding out the item that has the lowest price and the highest price respectively in these cells. Now I'll be looking at it from the total price column. Here I will be using the maximum and the minimum function formula. Now I will search through this total price column for it to give me the item price or the total price for the highest amount. Now each time you want to use the maximum and minimum functions, know that you need to use the equal sign. When you use the equal sign, you use the one for the highest price is the maximum, so I'll use equal to max. I'll use my bracket open and close. Each time I click there, I just need to highlight on this range. Okay, when you highlight on this range, it is going to give you the range E3 to E6. The moment you're done with that, you press enter. The highest price item is going to be bread, so you see you're going to have a 1,800 francs displayed, or 1,800 displayed for you, and that for the lowest you need to just put equal to main, you put bracket open and close, you are there, highlight the same, click enter, it's 400. That's what we are going to have. So this is what we have. We've used the minimum formula as well. We have also used that. Now this is what we have heard. Maybe you want to calculate the mean value or the mean amount that you used in buying, the average amount that you used in buying. What you're going to see is that you're going to use the minimum, not really the minimum value, you're going to use the average. How to look for the average? We need to look at the average amount from all our total prices. So let's say you use average amounts here. So when you look at average amount, this is what we're going to do. We are going to search through this column here where we have stuffs here. We are going to search through this column here. That's what we are going to have. So for us to do that, I may decide to put equal to average in full. What do you want Excel to do for you? You say Excel should look for you the average amount in this column of values. The moment you hit enter, it's going to give you 1,175. Means that the average amount in this series of total prices, it's going to give you 1,175. Now this is what happens. Now we want to format numbers. We need to learn how to format numbers. Now a number, like I said, can be an integer, which is just positive or negative. It can be a floating point number. Floating point, I'm just simply talking about the fact that a number is a number with a decimal point. That's just what I'm talking about. So we need to look at this on how to format number with respect to either our floating point numbers or the integer numbers. Now this is what we need to do. For us to do that, I need to format my amounts. Maybe what we have here, maybe there was a decimal value here. You highlight, I want to give these values to be floating points. Sometimes you see an amount will have a 1,000. It's like you do a mobile money transaction, you see 1,000.00 francs CFA. So I want to say this is just represented by a floating point number. So you need to know that in a computer system, 1,000 is different from 1,000.00 because this one will take with respect to other decimal values. That's what you need to understand. Now this is what we have next. So I don't need this. I'll take clear contents. I have that done. So I would highlight each time you want to perform a particular function in a range of cells. Always make sure that you highlight. So if I've highlighted the values, you look at it critically. I will come under the number section. I would not always want you to be clicking here. I would want you to always come here. Okay, you will still find the functions here. If you click there without clicking, putting your mouse there, you see decrease decimal. You put it here, you see increase decimal. So if you click on increase decimal, you see that you increase the amount by a 0.00 value, which is the same. If you don't want it like this, you will click on your redo button. you can also locate it from your format cell dialog, where you see number, you see click on number. After general, you see decimal places. If you take it on 1, you see it represents it like this. Definitely if you take it to 2, you still see it happening the same way when we increased the decimal. That's what we had in our previous, or what we are going to have now. Also, we can align our text either to be centered aligned. You see, you can put it at the center. You can also take it to left aligned like this. So I'll take it to the center in this light. And then this is what you call indentation. This is indentation. You mostly go with text values. You see, you can also change the indentation of your text to either move to the left or to the rightmost side of your cells. That's what you are going to have in that light. Now, if you notice under this alignment section, if you put your cursor there, you're going to see middle align. So in the exam, they may tell you middle align your items. It means that they will all stand in the middle of your cells. You also find that happening. Now, imagine that I want to calculate something based on this amount. Now, you know, these are amounts. You can as well fix a dollar sign. So they may tell you in the exam hall that they want you to fix a dollar sign on your amounts, or maybe a euro sign on your amounts. This is what you ought to do. The moment you highlight this unit price column, you need to click back on your number or alignment section. So you be at number or on number. The moment you click number, you see the various functions or actions that you can perform on number, be it custom, spatial, right up to general. So what do you want to choose? Either the euro sign or the dollar sign. They are all currency values, so you choose them under currency value. So from here you can see various symbols. You see them happening, the American dollars and so many other kind of things. So you may want to choose the dollar sign, and when you click enter, you see a dollar sign will be fixed across the values. It doesn't necessarily change this one. It wouldn't change this one. So you can also fix a dollar sign on this other value here. So this is it. So I may decide to do the same here, fixing a dollar sign on these values, currency, dollar sign. So my work appears to be good now, like this. Now, this is another thing you may want to know that is so peculiar about numbers. When you want to work with alignment as well, you can as well change your alignment of your sections like this. So these your items, you can click here, highlighting actually this entire unit or section, and at K, because that's where I always end. Now if you look at under alignment, you see something here. You see orientation. If you click there, something is going to happen, but I want you to see it clearly. So the time I click there on the orientation section, you see if I rotate this to a certain degree, you see my degree side is changing. This is 45 degrees. You see my stops changes like this. So I wouldn't really need this, so I may want to undo, and I have things done this way. So at the tail end, we've done minimum and maximum as well, and we have something in common. So at a given point, we would have a wide variety of things that we can do with Microsoft Office Excel. Now